Good morning. Welcome to Coffee Chat and a Live Sale. Oh, it's so nice that it's fall. I can't be the only one that enjoys the cooler weather. Sorry, I'm messing with my second device. So I didn't get the StreamYard set up until yesterday, where normally I have it set up at least 2-3 days in advance. So good morning, Marcy. So I don't know if that's going to affect how many people I reached this morning. Social media is always, the thing is, you learn how to do it a certain way and then they change it. Good morning, Lemmy. And so then you're right back to trying to figure it all out again. And they don't tell you when they change something. Social media. Coffee cup of the day is this small one from England. Oh, thanks, Marcy. It was a t-shirt and hoodie day. I've got my Miami shirt on, my Miami mom shirt. My daughter had attended in 2019, and then, they sent them off of campus. Getting her moved back home was something. And, we were all in lockdown, and they decided to send the kids off campus instead of locking them down. But they warned them if they didn't get off campus within the next 24 hours, they would be stuck there. So my niece went and helped her load up and just threw everything in the van and got her back home because I didn't want her to be stuck there. Good morning, Alice. But after then everything was over, she decided not to go back to college. But this was my Miami mom shirt from the 1 year she attended. I don't wear it a lot. And I don't know why. I was digging through and Duke. I was digging through and I was like, I haven't worn that shirt in a while. I'm going to pull that out and wear it. So that's what I did. I have a feeling, because I have all of those Christmas dresses, Christmas t-shirts, Christmas leggings, and I have a feeling when I pull them out that they're all going to be too big for me because I've lost so much weight since last Christmas. Oh. So I haven't updated my second channel yet, but I had a really good doctor's appointment yesterday. I had to meet with a new doctor because the doctor I'd seen, who I didn't particularly click with or like anyway, and I'd only seen her 2 times. Good morning, Roxana. She left the practice after I'd seen her twice. And so they gave me the option of canceling my next appointment or seeing one of the other doctors in the office. And so I'm like, I'll see one of the other doctors, don't care who, because I've got, no connection with anybody else. So they set me up with Dr. Ravi Chandran, and I loved him. Loved him. So, but then when I got home yesterday, because I just set up my appointment, and she said, do you want me to print that out? And I'm like, no, I'll just look at my chart because, I do not need more paperwork sitting around. So I get home and didn't look at it until last night before I was getting ready for bed. And I'm like, they didn't set my next appointment up with Dr. Ravi Chandran. They set it up with the other doctor. And I'm like, ugh. So I got to call them later today and see why they did that. Wasn't happy about that, but love the new doctor. Think he's fantastic. He, when I would say something, he would dig a little deeper for clarification. So like we were talking about the side effects I'd had from the Prozac, and I said, just made me so sick. I had to stop taking it. And he said, well, and he explained the science behind why it might make you nauseous until you got used to it. And I'm like, oh, it wasn't just nausea. And he's like, oh, well, what else was going on? So, and I pulled out my list because I had a list. Good morning, Roxanne. And I said, this was what was, and he's like, oh yeah, that's not a good medication for you then. But he was great. I really liked him. He listened. He said that I'm doing everything I'm supposed to be. And he did say, well, I can refer you on to the rheumatologist for the fibromyalgia. And I said, the rheumatologist doesn't do anything that you can't do because I can't take the 3 FDA approved medications for fibromyalgia. So there doesn't seem to be a point in going on to rheumatology again. I said they were the ones that first diagnosed me with fibromyalgia. So I could send a message with my chart. My nieces have taught me you get a much faster response through my chart. But I want to make sure that my next appointment is with Dr. Ravi Chandran. So I am definitely going to call. But probably it'll just go to voicemail and I'll have to leave a message anyway. But I don't want to try and put that into words and then figure out which department it needs to go to because I already have the appointment set up. So does it need to go to appointments and scheduling? So I'm just going to call. I wouldn't normally call. I would just send a message. And in fact, I already sent a message to Dr. Ravi Chandran this morning answering a question he had. So I'm going to call, but I haven't done an health update for my second channel yet. I was doing other things yesterday. So like getting up the video for weeks 23 through weeks 40 of the Altered Book Project. So if you haven't seen that, that video is up. I actually linked that one below and I linked the one for weeks 1 through 22. So both of those are linked in the description box below. So if you think you missed some, if you want to catch up, if you're just starting and you want to come in and do the Altered Book Project, both those videos are linked below. So I did get that done. What I didn't get done was my vintage page. I pulled the stuff and let me show you. So I had this vintage box and it's in terrible shape. And I'm actually using the candelabra flower ring. I actually have this over there in my bedroom and see the box is in just horrific shape. So I want to use some of this because I look at the starbursts. Aren't those fantastic? And I love this font. So I want to use some of this on my vintage page. I'm just not sure where to cut and what exactly I want to use. But because the colors on this kind of makes it pink themed, right? So I also have this. And I don't know. I don't think it quite fits. So I don't think I'm going to use this. But these, again, are a vintage item that I actually use. This box was from that. They're little spoons that I stir my coffee and tea with. So I do have that, but I don't think I want to bring those colors into it. I have this from the lovely Alice. It was a card that she sent me for my birthday. And because it has the hole right here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to use, good morning, Kraken. What are those called? Brain won't work. But I'm going to put that through the paper. A Brad. Is it Brad? Whatever those are. And then this will just kind of be free in there and I can still read the message from Alice. But I mean, look at the colors. So there, we've got the pinks, we've got a cat, which I love. And then I have a ton of like vintage inspired stickers and scrapbook paper media. Hi, Kaz. So I've got other things, but these are the things I specifically pulled. And then I pulled these two ladies because this one looks like she's explaining this one, and this one is not buying whatever it is she's trying to make her believe. So I liked that. So these two ladies will go in there, and they're actually washi stickers, but instead of taking them off of the back and using the sticker part, I'm going to glue them so that I keep that white background so you can see them better. Because the washi, if you ever worked with the washi stickers, they're very sheer and it's actually kind of hard to see them on the page. So I saw other people when they were junk journaling, just leave the paper on there, or even put them on a more opaque paper, cut them out, and then glue that paper. So that's what I'm going to do with those. So those are the items I have pulled for that page, but I did not do the page because I just couldn't figure out quite what I wanted to do. And even though this box is in terrible shape, I don't know about you guys, but I always feel bad about messing up vintage packaging. Isn't that crazy? And I did have this displayed. I've had this for a couple of years. I've had this displayed in different spots. And in the last apartment, I had this on display because I liked everything about the packaging. But it's time to, I mean, it does take up some space. So it's time to figure out which part I want to cut down, use on my vintage page, and then just toss the rest. So I didn't finish the page, but I pulled stuff for the page. Set that there. Oh man, my doctor's appointment yesterday morning was at 7 a.m. And when I made the appointment, I forgot that it would still be full on dark at that time because I made the appointment like 3 months ago. This was my 3-month follow-up. So it didn't occur to me that, you know, the days would be getting shorter and I'd be driving in full dark, which always gives me a massive headache with the cars coming at me, and will not make that mistake again. But I was up yesterday at 5. I had the alarm set for 5:30. I think the cats woke me up at like 5:15 because I was cranky about that. I'm like, I had 15 more minutes to sleep. You guys just couldn't let me sleep. All right. We're going to pull our prompt. Hi, Kathy. Kathy, did you see my video that I posted yesterday? Because it was the friend mail with your swan, which is now right here. And then it was weeks 23 through 40 of our altar book project. But if you guys missed that, Kathy sent me a swan and I love it. Look at that. And Alice commented and wanted to know if I ever get to see real swans. And we have a big pond that backs the all of the backyards in the neighborhood. They're built in like a horseshoe shape, and we all share this very large pond back there. And every now and then we get a swan couple that will fly in and land there and be there for a couple of days. And when I was a kid, we have this place called Kingwood Center, and it used to be free and open to the public. And they have 2 ponds. Their back pond, which a lot of people didn't know about, had a nesting mated pair of swans that were black. And whenever we would go, because we'd go with school groups, we'd go with friends, we'd go with my parents, every time, that's the first place I headed, was back there to see the swans. Okay, we got a pink today. So I have a lifelong love of swans. It's not just something recent. All right. Make a paper airplane out of a page and use it as a bookmark in your altered book. I've forgotten I made that one. Make a paper airplane. And this could be a simple folded paper airplane, like from when we were kids, the simplest of the simple. Or you can go online and find some really fancy paper airplanes. Or you could just make the simple one out of really fancy paper. So that's a fun one for today. Guys, hot, cold, hot, cold, hot, cold. And it is only 65 in my room. I keep it cooler in here because of the hot flashes, but it's so funny. I have this basket that's like, I don't know, it's pretty big. Both cats can fit in it, but generally only one lays in at a time. And I keep a blanket in there. And I, of course, I thrifted it at Goodwill because it had one handle was broken. But last night, Blue's laying in it, and Harley got cold, so she wanted to snuggle with him. And she climbs in there, and then he arches up, gets offended, he stalks off because he didn't want to share the basket with her. She was chilly. I had to get an extra blanket out and set it at the end of the bed for them to sleep on. Good morning, Tiger. So for the sale today, I have some items that have previously been listed at retail that are on sale. So this sale is only going to be good through end of day, these prices. So if you're watching this tomorrow, today is Wednesday, if you're watching this Thursday, you can get a hold of me and see if it's still available at that price. But I'm only guaranteeing these prices through end of day today on Wednesday, the 11th, October 11th. Oh my goodness. Can you guys believe we're already 11 days into October? That's crazy. I want to make sure I've got the prompt so when people come in, I can update them. So we are going to get into it. So first up, it is this gorgeous Regal by Hull Duck and Flight planter. And the only, I'm thinking there was one tiny, now I'm not seeing it at all. Because his wings and beak were good, which is usually where you get breakage. Oh, right here. So here is, so when you're looking at it like this, where my fingertip is where the spot is. So right there. Yes, we do miss you on YouTube, Tiger. That was me with the video. I meant to put up a video about updating the Altered Book project like 6 weeks ago, a month ago, and yeah, finally got it up yesterday. That was the only thing I accomplished besides my doctor's appointment. So it's in beautiful shape. It is big. 10 inches wide at its widest point, and height wise 8 inches with the duck in flight. I just think it's beautiful. For me, I would leave it this color, but I see people spray painting vintage stuff and other people screaming, don't do that. But then on the other hand, how much of that stuff is going to end up in the landfill? So if you see it and you think, man, it would look great, but it doesn't, the color doesn't match, spray paint it. Use the things. It's only $12 today. $12, number 18 for the Regal by Hull. And it does say that Regal USA there on the bottom. And this was a division of Hull Pottery, HUL. So $12, number 18 on the planter. And it's big, so I'm going to set it down there. Did I tell you guys about that TikTok I saw where she had painted a piece of antique furniture and people just came for her in the comments, just tore her up. And apparently they had not watched the video where she was actually doing it. They just saw the finished project or finished product. And she had rescued it from the curbside and peeled off like the 3 layers of previous paint, patched the damage, and then repainted it. And she's like, people, I didn't ruin an antique piece of furniture. I fixed a curbside find so that I could use it. Yes, Alice, then you got to quit thinking about that. Okay, next up. This is the lowest this piece has ever been, and this is the price that I paid for it. I would keep it if it fit my style, but it does not. It is the antique piece of carnival glass. And I'm thinking that it might be Northwood. I couldn't positively identify it, but it is the older, it's the antique carnival glass. It's not the repros that they did in the 70s. And it's this size. It is gorgeous. The oil slick color on here, the green. It's just beautiful. I think it would look really pretty if you do green at Christmas with candy, like peppermints in it. 4.5 inches tall, and at its widest point, it is 6 inches wide. So 6 inches wide at its widest point. And so $15 today. $15, number 11, for an antique piece of carnival glass, possibly Northwood. And that's what I paid for it. Well, hello, Heidi. And if you came in and I didn't see you in the chat because the chat went pretty fast there for a bit, hello, thanks for being here. Next up, this Anderson Design owl dish. If you look these up online, it's only going to be $20 today, and that is an excellent price. So Anderson Design right there on the back, little owl dish. And I just think there's something so special about Anderson Design pottery. I had the cat for a while. I considered keeping it. I sold it when I was on with Thrifter Junker Vintage Hunter, and for a nice amount. And every now and then I was still like, should I have sold that cat? Because I loved it. It's just over 4.5 inches at its longest point, and just over 4 inches across. So just a little trinket dish, perfect for this time of year. And it is only $20 today. $20, number 16 for the Anderson Design. And if you want to look up Anderson Design prices afterwards and then go, wow, that's a great price, and email me, by all means do that. And Anderson is spelled Andersen. Anderson Designs. I can't remember. I think they're in one of the New England states. Oh, and there's, hi, Jude. There's Jude grabbing that. That's a great deal, Jude. And I have loved and appreciated it for quite a while because it has been sitting here for quite a while. Oh, it just got pin everywhere. Hang on a second. Obviously, I had not used that pen in a while. Okay. I'm glad that's going to you, Jude. And if you turn around and relist on eBay, that also is fine with me. I was hoping to list on eBay, and I just decided with everything going on with my health, that's just not something that I can do right now. Next up is the 1944 365 Bedtime Stories. Look at the graphic. Oh, isn't that the cutest? Now, this one is mostly not colored. There are, every now and then you get a graphic that has a primary. Oh, I can't find anything but the red. I know there was more colors than red. Let me look. Maybe it was just red. All I'm seeing is red. Oh no, there's green. I thought it was red, green, and blue. So there's a green page. Look at this one. That's a graphic in there. That's not somebody. Yes, in Maine. Kathy, you're right about the Anderson Design. But this book is not in the best of shape. So I think this would make a good junk journal. I would remove like 3 pages every so often to give you room to junk journal, because as we've discovered, as I've junk journaled this book, it's falling apart. But it had so few pages, I couldn't remove pages, and the binding was already bad on this one. But I think this would be a perfect junk journal altered book project. Oh, tiger. Well, that makes me even happier I didn't try and sell on eBay. Everything just gets hacked everywhere. Now, this is a good-sized book. So, you know, it's over 10 inches. Over 7 inches. It's this size. But this is the lowest price I've ever offered it, from 1944, $5. $5, number 19. $5, number 19. And if you missed it, I think, oh, there's Kraken for that one. And Kraken, I did not bill you yet for last week's because I was waiting to see if you bought anything this week, since it was just the one thing. So that'll be perfect. Also, it used to be that I would always have everything invoiced by Sunday night after the sales during the week. But I changed that, and I think I only mentioned it once. I changed that about a month ago to a week. I was giving myself 7 days after that sale. I only sold 2 things last week, so I contacted one person to see if she wanted me to bill her by Sunday night, or if she wanted me to wait until after the sale or bill her within the week. I don't remember. And then I hadn't even got a hold of Kraken. Things got away from me. Oh, but you guys, listen to this. So this was the most wonderful thing. If you missed it last week, Dad is recovering from pneumonia, and Mom is still getting over the virus that caused Dad to get pneumonia, but she didn't get quite as sick. And so my boys came over and helped out with the garden and got the last of everything harvested, except the carrots, which I just covered with hay because we had frost warning last night before. But those can be harvested later. And so the boys did that. My daughter and her boyfriend came this past weekend, and she then helped Mom make a huge thing of vegetable soup from everything the boys had harvested. And Evan, her boyfriend, helped out with some things too. And then each of the girls that my mom raised popped in and did different things. So Saturday night, the one niece who lives out of town had to be in town for something, and she brought by steak dinner from Outback. And the other niece did a Sam's Club run, and the other one brought over some treats. So some gluten-free donuts and some gluten-free cheesecake and a gluten-free pizza for us to have later this week. And then my youngest nephew from a different sister, hi Kim, had come over yesterday, and he'd mowed. And so tons of the grandchildren showed up this past weekend to help my parents. And it was so nice to see all of them and have all of them here at different times helping out. That was really wonderful. Okay, next up, this also cheapest price that I have had this one at. This price will be good through end of day. And it's this gorgeous satin glass. This is Tiffin. And of course, it glows. And I collect the green, not the yellow. So this just isn't I have too much of the green. I've got things stacked in things instead of displayed properly because I've got too much. So this compote with the gorgeous twist here, it doesn't have any chips or cracks. The satin's in good condition, so sometimes the satin gets a little damaged. Just over 7.5 inches wide and stands just under 5 inches. Trying to see if there's any spots. No, I just think it's in the best condition. I'm getting fingerprints on it, obviously, but $20. $20, number 14 for the gorgeous satin glowy compote by Tiffin. Good luck at Sam's, Tiger. I avoid that place. Just catching up on the chat. Ooh, carefully set that back down. And if you are just coming in and you need the prompt, make a paper airplane out of a page and use it as a bookmark in your altered book. So I gave you guys a fun one this week. Next up, ooh, the Franciscan Desert Rose Cookie Jar. This is going to be the lowest price that I have had this one at since I sourced it. This is a nice big one. This one does not have, oh, it's got cat hair on it. Cat hair included. So no chips, no cracks, no damage to the rosebud on top. So here is the lid. Here is the inside. And you can see no chips. Here's the bottom. We'll turn that the right way. Franciscan. And this is not my style, but by Franciscan Pottery, this is my favorite pattern. And with the rosebud, it's like 11 inches tall. You take the lid off and it's just under 9 inches. So it is a good sized. And today only, hey, Vintage and Vino, today only $25, number 4. $25, number 4. And that is an excellent price on that. And if you're just coming in, all of the prices today are good through the end of the day. I cannot guarantee these prices tomorrow because I put a lot of things on sale. Next up, I have 2 lidded boxes. Oh, Bree's gonna take it. Thanks, Bree. I have 2 lidded boxes from India. I don't know how vintage they are because here's the sticker on them. And it says, more cat hair, sorry. Russ Enterprise Imports, Tucson, Arizona, USA, designed and handcrafted for us in India. So I do not know how old they are. They're $6 a piece, or, good morning, Brenda, or you can get both for $10. Here's the inside. So they've been used a bit. They do have some somewhere, but I think they're in pretty good condition. And these are like that really thick paper, I think. Here's the second one. So it's this shape. Good morning, Karen. And if I missed you coming in, hello. Good morning. Thanks for being with us. So both boxes, and I can tell you, this one is a little over 7 inches long. This one is about 6. And they only stand, you know, less than 2 inches on that one and just over 2 inches on this one. So both boxes, $10 for both, or if someone's interested in one over the other, they'll be $6 a piece. Number 8. Number 8. Good morning, Kendra. Hello, everyone. And coffee cup of the day. And I do have my pumpkin spice creamer in here because it's that time of year. Although I was terrible yesterday about getting my water in. And since we've had to turn the furnace on, I am dry. Okay, another piece of uranium glass, but again, it's yellow, and I don't collect the yellow. So satin glass. This is a hand-painted Westmoreland bell. And ding alert, if you've got a dog, I am going to ring this. So just a little tink tink. No chips, no cracks on this one. And it is a littler bell, not one of the big ones. It stands just over 5 inches tall. Let me show you the glow. So gorgeous, gorgeous glow on this one. But again, it's the yellow. I don't collect the yellow. This one is $10, number 2. $10, number 2. Ooh. So here again, something I don't collect, but I actually kept this because I found 2 of these. I sold the other one last year, and this one had more staining. So I kept this one for myself, but it's just not my style. This is not what I collect. So it is Fenton, the lime. And this would be Fenton 1970s because there is no number on there. But you can see the staining. I think that somebody used this as a planter. So this is as clean as I could get it. I scrubbed and scrubbed and scrubbed. But Fenton, the outside is beautiful. No chips, no cracks. It just has this staining on the inside of it that I couldn't get out. And this is a big piece. So it is 8 1/4 inches across. You know, like 3 inches tall, 3.5 inches. So it's this big. And of course, it glows. So Fenton bowl. Ugh. Yeah, Kaz, I really do think it was used as a planter just based on the staining that was in it. But Fenton bowl, and I did not look up to see what pattern this was. These look like lily pads. I don't know, but it is only $15, number 5, because of the staining on the inside. $15, number 5. Carefully set that back down. And then this is the cheapest price I've had this one at. The Empoli style cranberry. And this one I do believe was clear glass with an overlay of cranberry glass. I don't believe this is the staining that will peel off because I gave it a good scrub and didn't lose any of the color. So you can see the clear down here. And this is a nice size piece. It's so pretty. And the optic on this is just stunning. It's got this polished top. And I say Empoli style because all of the Empoli ones that I've seen would have had like a ruffled edge, and this has a polished edge. So I don't believe it's Empoli. I believe it's Empoli style, but it is an absolutely stunning piece of glass. Lowest price I've ever had it at. This price is good through today only. $12, number 1. Yes, it would. Yeah. Especially the ones that flicker. I love that they make the fake candles now that flicker because it would throw that optic all around the room. So $12, number 1 on that. Next up, you've probably seen these before. I think I've had them at least one sale, maybe two. These are a 1935, a 1943, and a 1953 knitting and crochet books. So this thickest one is this one, the Minerva Juvenile and Baby Book. And this was 1935. So this is also the oldest one. And it is coming apart. You can see there. Let me show you. Oh, it's so sweet. Look. Oh my goodness. So this one is in black and white, the oldest one, 1935. And then the next one is 1943, Sweater Classics for Knitters. And let me show you some of the pictures in here. I don't know if it's Shirley Temple or if it was a girl that was made to look like Shirley Temple. I would think it was probably just a girl they used that resembled her, maybe. So here are some of the graphics in here. This one also is just in black and white. I love this just for the graphics and just for seeing what the styles were at that point in time. And then the last one, which is also the thinnest one, Stoles and Shrugs. And so this one is the one from 1953. You have the same graphic on the front and the back. And look, you guys. Oh, I love this one. If it was in worse shape, I would cut it up and use it for scrapbooking. But it's in good shape. Oh. Oh, I want to cut it up so badly. Look at this. Isn't that fantastic? But for all three, I'm giving you a great deal today. You get all three just for $6. $6, number 15. Oh my goodness, why are you yelling at me? He's down here tapping my leg. Buddy, what? Oh yeah, Brie, I could do that. I just might. I forget that's an option because I just don't craft enough. Okay, next up is this tablecloth. And this would have been a card table tablecloth. It's that size. It does have some staining on it, like right there. But it's gray and then the pink and the green of the roses. Ow! Do you have to use claws when you jump on me? So super pretty. I don't usually find vintage items in gray. So I thought that was surprising. This is the cheapest price I've ever had. This one, $8. $8, number 20. $8, number 20. I have a pretty good printer that has a scanner that will make copies. So I'm going to try it and see how it does. Next up, he's still standing here just out of awesome, Roxanne. Have you down for number 20. Oh, oh, okay, he moved. Yeah, if you missed the beginning, an awful lot of the things I have up today are the lowest price they've ever been, and prices are only good through end of day. Next up, super fun salt and pepper shakers. I don't think they've ever been used because the glass on these looks really clear. But these are glass with the, I think it says silver plated on the bottom. Let me look. International Silver Company, silver plated, right there. With more cat hair, just for you. So here's the holder. It's this big. And then here are the salt and pepper shakers. So much fun on these. How fun would those look sitting on your table for the holidays? So these are going to be $12, number 6. $12, number 6. I love all the detail that they put into the vine. And speaking of the holidays, I still have that Sheffield carving set. Stainless steel from England in box. Hey, Barbie. Now, when I looked these up, the older ones are actually made out of horn, but I do not believe these are. These feel like that hard plastic. But the knife, the fork, and the sharpener are in here for the carving set. This is what the box looks like. So the box is in really good shape. Makes me think somebody got it as a wedding gift, put it in a cupboard, and never pulled it out again. And today, $10. $10, number 10. $10, number 10 on that one. And last item for the day, this glass basket. It's this size. And this one has a bunch of bubbles inside the glass in here. Oh, you're not gonna be able to see them. So it looks like it looks like from the outside, it looks like a scratch, but it is inside, and it is it's a series of bubbles inside the glass. So this is going to be, oh, my mom, did you see what my mom just said? There's swan. Okay, I gotta go, guys. There's swans in the back. Kidding. I'm not gonna leave yet, but this was my last item. So this is probably a Duncan and Miller glass basket. It is etched, but because it has that defect, I have marked the price down even more. It's 11.5 inches tall. So there's no chips or cracks to the basket, but those bubbles do make it look like it's scratched. See, this flower is etched. So it's just $10 today. $10 for a Duncan & Miller clear glass basket. Most likely Duncan & Miller. $10, number 3 on that one. And that is everything today. Did anybody want to see anything else? Again, close up. Hey, Rebecca. Because I can show you things again if anybody wanted to see it. And here's the prompt one more time. Make a paper airplane out of a page and use it as a bookmark in your altered book. So you can remove a page from the book and actually make an airplane out of it. You could use pretty scrapbook paper to make a paper airplane. You could use classic lined paper from school to make a paper airplane, but make a paper airplane, use it as a bookmark. That was this week's prompt. And if you missed it, I have linked below the 2 videos now that will catch you all up on the Altered Book project. The first one is weeks 1 through 22, and the second one, which I put out yesterday, is weeks 23 through week 40. So that is finally up and out there. And so if you needed to catch up, or if you're just getting started, you want to pick out a couple to do, then it's all there for you guys. Well, Tiger, have a good day. And I'm going to go look at the swans on our pond back there. So everyone have a great day. I hope you all are enjoying the fall. I know I am. And I will see everyone later. Bye, guys.